Available for iOS and Android.
Now it's 10. The city of Neodesha cuts the ribbon on a brand new learning center. Plus, medical students marked the annual We Care Day with a chance to serve the kids at CASA in Joplin. And kids at one state park in southwest Missouri learn how the animals keep the park clean.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A new learning center is coming to Neodesha. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Anthony Saviello. The facility will bring 99 more slots for childcare to the Neodesha community, addressing the childcare desert. The Early Learning Center will offer curriculum and activities for ages birth through 5 years old.
In early development, their brain just starts developing very quickly, even from infants, toddlers, preschool age. And anything you can give them, any information, any tiny experience, they learn best through play. So we're going to have a play-based learning environment along with our curriculum.
The new Early Learning Center is hoping to officially open their doors this August. AAA is reminding people about road safety as the start of the school year approaches. According to AAA, crashes are one of the leading causes of death of school-aged children. For pedestrians, it's important to remember to pay attention at all times and to use sidewalks when available. And drivers, eliminate distractions, slow down, and come to a complete stop. We have a full list of back-to-school road safety tips on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll take a first look at weather with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney.
Temperatures are a lot cooler today, but that continues through the weekend. Right now, about 73 out in Joplin, 70 in Pittsburgh, already 68 in Iola, 67 in Yates Center. Still a little bit warmer in those southern counties, 76 in Grove, 77 Veneta, Welsh. Not too bad out there. Temperatures continue to drop down to the lower to mid 60s again tonight. Tomorrow, even cooler than that. We'll also have a light wind out of the north. Those winds do start to shift out of the east and southeast by the end of the weekend. We've had a few showers, very light showers in some of our areas earlier this afternoon, but we're going to stay dry, mostly dry until tomorrow afternoon. Along with that, we also see a significant drop in the high temperatures all the way up into the upper 70s. I'll have more details in just a bit.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. Firefighters and Joplin community members participated in a wet down ceremony this afternoon to celebrate a new pumper truck being added to their fleet. This tradition dates back to the late 1800s when firefighters used horses to carry equipment to fires, followed by washdown before the next call. The new truck, a 2024 Pierce Velocity pumper, has the ability to pump around 1,500 gallons of water in just 60 seconds. Funding for the new machine came from a public safety sales tax that voters approved in 2006. 3 Joplin lifeguards were honored for performing life-saving measures on a pool goer. A 21-year-old man with a pre-existing heart condition collapsed in the men's restroom at Cunningham Pool in July. The lifeguards swiftly jumped to action and were able to assist him until first responders could arrive.
Recognize the lifeguards that saved me. They say they're doing their job, but I think they went above and beyond. Had I not been here, had they not been there, who knows what would have happened.
The lifeguards that saved Stephen said that the life-saving measures they took were all thanks to training from the city of Joplin. KCU Joplin turns its attention to giving back to the community today. The medical school recognized the annual We Care Day by joining forces with students, faculty, and staff partners with more than a dozen local nonprofit organizations by completing a variety of service projects. Much of that service today took place at CASA in Joplin. Student crews took the time to clean toys and do yard work.
I think by being here that we'll establish ourselves as being willing to work in the community, and hopefully people will see that we're here and we're ready to give back.
Jasper County CASA empowers local volunteers to serve as advocates for children living in the foster care system. And the giving didn't stop today. Access Family Care in Joplin hosted a free lunch for the community. The public was invited out to fill up on hot dogs, chips, and drinks. The healthcare provider also provided gently used clothing, which was free to anyone who needed it.
There's a lot of families that can't afford new clothes or new school supplies, and it's not right for kids to have to go to school if they can't be accepted for who they are. So unfortunately, as we all know, kids can be mean and bullying is a big issue. Clothing is a part of that. So we're trying to address that issue by making sure that every child in Jasper County has great clothing to start the new year with.
Visitors to the event could also receive free information on healthcare, wellness, and prevention, covering everything from diabetes to cancer to HIV. This morning, kids were invited to the Prairie State Park in Minden Mines, Missouri to learn about nature's cleanup crew. The crew includes wetlands, possums, vultures, dung beetles, and mushrooms, each one providing its own special purpose to the functionality of our nature and wildlife restoration.
A lot of people hate possums, and they don't realize how important possums are. They vacuum up ticks. There's hardly any diseases that they spread. They're really important to clean up the environment, and without them, we would be in a lot worse shape than we are.
Prairie State Park is a public recreation area encompassing nearly 4,000 acres of grasslands and woodlands in Barton County, Missouri. Many parts of the nation, including a Missouri town, look back on the shooting death of a black youth 10 years ago. That's coming up. But up first,
Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, rally thousands in Arizona. I'm Natalie Brand in Glendale with the latest from the campaign trail and what voters are saying in this key battleground state.
We're growing to serve you better.
Maker Saturday at 5:30 a.m. on KOAM.
the 2024 presidential race heats up with both campaigns on the campaign trail. Former President Trump rallied supporters in Montana while Vice President Harris spoke in Arizona after securing a major endorsement. Natalie Brandt has the latest.
Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz took their message to Arizona voters Friday night. Thousands braved triple-digit heat to get a glimpse of the new Democratic nominee and her running mate on their week-long battleground tour.
Do you think the enthusiasm is going to continue? I certainly hope so. And I think seeing all these people together supporting her ticket is a great thing to see.
While campaigning in a key border state, the Democratic duo addressed the issue of immigration and border security.
We know our immigration system is broken, and we know what it takes to fix it. Strong border security and an earned pathway to citizenship.
A topic former President Donald Trump hammered at his rally Friday night in Bozeman, Montana.
They found out that this is a phony that we're running against, a person that had no idea what she was doing on the border.
As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels.
Both Harris and Trump released new ads this week talking about getting tough on border security.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are allowing illegal people to come into our country.
At the same time, the vice president is trying to mobilize support from Latino voters, receiving a rare endorsement from LULAC, the nation's oldest and largest Latino civil rights organization. The first time the group has backed a presidential candidate. But DACA recipient Jose Patino told us he wants to hear more about the campaign's vision for immigration reform.
I think there's an opportunity for the Harris and Walz to actually see this is a huge gap of people who are undecided.
With an eye on the Southwest, the Harris campaign is beefing up staff and says it's opened about a dozen offices in Arizona and around 13 offices in Nevada. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Phoenix, Arizona.
Vice President Kamala Harris will make her way to Las Vegas, Nevada on Saturday. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley made his first stop in his kickoff tour in Webb City, Missouri this evening. Senator Hawley spoke to a crowd in front of the Route 66 Theater about his plans for his election campaign.
Well, number one, close the border. I mean, we've got to get the border closed. Number two, we got to take on the prescription drug companies, the pharma companies, get the cost of prescription drugs down. We got to bring jobs back to this state and this country, reopen American energy production, and get the energy flowing again, get our farmers working again, get wages up. There is a tremendous amount to do because of the damage that's been done.
Senator Hawley ran uncontested in the primary. He is set to face Democratic nominee Lucas Kunce and Libertarian nominee W.C. Young in November. Today marks 10 years since a white police officer shot and killed 18-year-old Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. Questions have persisted in the death of the unarmed black teenager over what happened in the moments before the shooting. Some witnesses said the 18-year-old surrendered, throwing his hands in the air to show he had no weapon. Authorities claim the teen attacked then Officer Darren Wilson in his car and tried to steal his gun. Wilson resigned from the Ferguson Police Department in late 2014. He was not charged in the shooting. The case sparked worldwide protest and helped to fuel the Black Lives Matter movement. Parents arrested for child endangerment in McCune, Kansas are formally charged. 42-year-old Clayton Hyben and 48-year-old Athena Siu both made their first court appearance today from county jail. According to the Crawford County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to the home in McCune for the welfare check of 4 children. After investigating, they arrested the parents. According to court documents, both are charged with 5 counts of aggravated endangering of a child and interference with law enforcement officers. Hyben is a former Pittsburgh police officer, and the department tells KOAM he is no longer an employee of the city. Lindsay is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later, some Oklahoma students headed to school have one important instruction to carry out. Give your mom a kiss.
Serving great meals to the 4 states since 1955.
Our price match guarantee ensures you're getting the best deal. Only at Ashley.
These cooler temperatures kind of trick you into thinking fall's already here. We're seeing weekend temperatures in the low 80s. Today, we only got up to low 80s. Taking a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. It was a bit cloudier this afternoon. We also had a few showers earlier today as well. Not heavy rain, but they did drop a little sprinkle, a little drizzle, and then they moved out of our area. Temperatures are going to stay pretty low as well for the weekend. Tomorrow, we do have heavier chances of rain along with an even cooler high temperature. 77 out in Stockton, 76 in Lamar, 76 in Oswego, Independence, only 80 in Joplin, and that doesn't last long. We drop right back down from 80 degrees at about 1, 2 in the afternoon down to 79 by 3. That's pretty significant for August, mid-August. Temperatures in the southern counties still getting up to about 83, 84, but high temperatures are not going to be that high and they don't last long. Like I said, by 3:41 tomorrow, forecasted to get back down to 77. Usually we're seeing those temperatures last well into the afternoon, 5, 6 p.m. Then we move into Sunday, about the same, but looks like those temperatures flip-flopped a little bit. 77 out in Welsh, 76 in Nowata, 79 in Jay. So cooler down in those southern counties and warmer in the northeast. 86 in Stockton, 85 in Nevada, 82 out in Joplin and Pittsburgh. So we do see cooler temperatures. Unfortunately, after Sunday, they do start to rise right back up into the upper 80s and low 90s. We also have rain chances this weekend, and that is significant. We definitely need the rain. We've been on a dry spell for quite some time. This got updated on Thursday, so we had mostly just dry conditions across the region, which isn't a drought, but it is inching towards those drought conditions. But as you can see, as it got updated on Thursday, the moderate conditions have started to creep back into Kansas and even in Oklahoma as well. Most of us are still all right, especially after we see those rain chances this weekend. So we had those rain showers a little bit earlier. Few isolated showers Saturday afternoon. It's not going to be heavy rain. We don't see that heavy rain until we get into Sunday. That you can see those scattered showers across most of the day, starting in the early morning and continuing until the mid-afternoon. We can look at those future track as well. So clouds roll in early morning on Saturday. And then we see those scattered, isolated showers, very light, not seeing a ton of heavy accumulation of rain. Then we move into the afternoon, about 2 p.m. You can start to see Parsons, Pittsburgh, Joplin, Webb City, Carthage, Carl Junction, all of those areas getting some of those rain showers. They clear on out pretty early though, about 4 p.m. We have a nice afternoon, and then we move into Sunday. heavier rain and possibly isolated thunderstorms as well. You can start to see where some of these heavier spots of rain are popping up. Those continue well into the day. We're going to see most of our accumulation on Sunday, but that doesn't end there. We also have more chances of rain as we get into the week. But you can see by Monday morning, 7 a.m., most of us up to about an inch of rain, and then temperatures do start to warm right back up. 87 on Monday, 92 on Tuesday, 97 on Wednesday, and then those rain chances do start to taper off. We see just mild mid-90 degree weather and sunny skies for the rest of the forecast.
Just ahead of the spooky season, thousands of tarantulas are about to venture out of their homes in search of love. The brown tarantula's mating season starts in August and lasts through October. They're set to emerge in 3 states, Colorado, New Mexico, and Kansas. So what do you do if you see one? Experts say if you should see one, just leave it alone. They're not likely to creep into your house because they're too big to squeeze through small cracks like regular house spiders. If one does get in, just coax it into a container and release it back into the wild. While American tarantulas are venomous, they say bites are rare and usually do not require medical attention. Man, I'm not a spider fan, but, you know, don't hurt it. Coming up in sports, the Webb City Little League All-Stars look to punch their ticket to the Little League World Series. Plus, the Kansas City Chiefs travel to Jacksonville for their first preseason game. Brock Baldridge has those stories and more.
Casino brings you multi-platinum and chart-topping artists.
Match for you too.
The Webb City 12 and under Little League All-Stars have been battling all week in Whitestown, Indiana, and this year's team has made it all the way to the Midwest Region Championship game, and a win tonight would secure Webb City's first trip to the Little League World Series since 2015. Now, Webb City is playing in a rematch game against South Dakota, who they beat in the semifinals round on Wednesday, and, well, it was a really tough performance tonight. South Dakota pitched very well in this game, and the Cardinal offense went cold. South Dakota beats Webb City 6-1 as they're on their way to the Little League World Series. Great season by the 12 and under All-Stars, but their season unfortunately comes to an end. Well, it's been 6 long months since the Kansas City Chiefs last prepared to play in a football game. The team is coming off of a Super Bowl 58 victory in overtime, and the Chiefs begin their first step towards a three-peat with a preseason road contest at Jacksonville. Chiefs and the Jags get ready to square off in the preseason as Patrick Mahomes enters, get this, his 8th season in the NFL. Time flies. Both Mahomes and Jacksonville quarterback Trevor Lawrence are each expected to start in this game. Kickoff is scheduled for 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said earlier this week that he's going to play everyone.
As far as the play time for this game, we'll go the ones for a quarter, just ones for a quarter, twos for the second quarter, threes the third quarter, and the fours for the fourth quarter. And we'll just keep it at that. All those young guys, I'd love to see how they compete. You know, the higher the draft picks, they're going to be in there in a little bit better competition. So want to see how they handle that.
I mean, obviously with the speed, we're going to be able to hit guys over the top. But I think the biggest thing is you want to be able to do both. And I think that's something that we've worked on all camp is you're going to be able to hit the guys over the top, and then when the defenses play deep, you have to be able to hit the medium type things, and then we have to be able to run the football. And that's what makes great offenses great is just having the ability to do all of that. And so as much as I want to throw it deep every single play, I think just being able to do everything is going to be the biggest part of our offense.
The Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals meet for the second time this season. The Royals swept the Cardinals in their previous matchup in St. Louis, and both teams meet again in Kauffman Stadium, with each club needing a win to stay in the playoff race. It's another edition of the I-70 series between the Royals and the Cardinals, and tonight lived up to the hype. Victor Scott hit a go-ahead 2-run double in the 8th inning to give St. Louis the lead. And the Cardinals hang on to get the win. St. Louis beats Kansas City 8-5. Over to the Mid-America League tonight, the Joplin Outlaws are wrapping up their final regular season games of the year. Joplin faces the Sherman Shadow Cats once again, and it was back and forth all night long. This game is still currently in progress as Sherman currently leads Joplin 10-7 in the 9th inning. A new treat at the Arizona Cardinals Stadium might be a touchdown for For candy lovers, the football team announced a cotton candy burrito will be available at all home games this season. The sugary treat is stuffed with ice cream, as well as Fruity Pebbles, marshmallows, and gummy bears. And to top it all off, it's wrapped in cotton candy. The cotton candy burrito is one of more than 50 new food items debuting at State Farm Stadium this year in Phoenix, Arizona. So, I mean, that's quite the sugar rush, but we'll see if this trend sticks around, you know?
Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah. Did you catch that?
I did.
Yeah. And prepare for the cavities that are going to come with
the
that.
Cavities there as well. But, man, how about the Lowell City Little Leaguers? I mean, you know, tough way to go down the way they did, but you know what? They got to play on national television, ESPN,
That's awesome.
And, you know, they got their names out there. I mean, including yours truly, could only dream to get that far, to be on television, to play the Little League level like that.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
You know,
Put me on the Little League team next year.
Love to see that.
All right. That's a look at sports. We're back with more after this.
Tank Connection founders envisioned a Southeast Kansas-based company dedicated to innovating voltage storage.
We are proud to salute Clyde Barnhart, a 4-state hero.
A few possible showers early in the morning today, but mostly rain's going to hold off until the afternoon. Temperatures really only get up to about 79, 80 degrees today. Cooler temperatures tomorrow as well, and heavier chances of rain in the morning and continuing through early afternoon. After that, temperatures do start to creep back up as we move it through the week.
Thanks, Lindsay. In Oklahoma, the first day of school for students in one Tulsa district started with a beloved tradition. The annual Kiss Your Mom Goodbye Day features a big welcome party to the freshman class. Senior students swarm the cars, dropping off freshmen holding signs saying, "Kiss me, baby, one more time," and "Pucker up." The freshmen were left with no choice but to kiss their mom goodbye.
It's really full circle because I remember whenever I was doing it, my older sister was cheering me on, and then now my little sister and little cousin are freshmen this year, so it's just really full circle and exciting.
The senior class organizes the event and encourages every freshman to kiss their mom at drop-off. Maybe a little hint of embarrassment to go along with it.
Yeah, there's no getting out of that one, it seems like,
Final sports note.
Yeah, how about football season? It's finally here. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing in a real football game. That begins tomorrow, so every weekend from here on till the Super Bowl, we're going to have football every weekend, so looking forward to it.
Love to see it. Favorite part of the year. Well, thanks for joining us from all of us here at KOAM. Have a great night.